Hello everyone, this is Waldorf,
And it's Statler.
and today we're just going to talk a bit about the new communications post that came out.
Issue 5, Communication Flow, 2.0, Basic Rule Book, and even more infos. More infos.
They're kind of like mofos.
Yeah.
They're infos.
You got a mofo on the picture.
Yeah, and there he is, the big mofo himself.
Yeah.
All right, so we start off with kind of a background, how they're just trying to be more communicative towards the public. That's the way I read that.
Yep.
And then telling us basically to stop bitching about little things. And
Well, it sounds like they're trying to balance the desires of the ETC group
Yes.
versus occasional versus specific groups.
correct. Moving on down, and this is of course in the what form is this in? The behind the scenes blog, Ninth Age blog, behind the scenes blog.
Right.
So you can find that on the blog page
Yes.
where you find most of our stuff.
If you go there.
If you go there.
What's the spoiler?
I don't know. It's a dog being sprayed by water.
Okay.
Okay. Not sure what that has to do with anything, but
I don't know.
it may make sense at some point.
It's some kind of funny thing, I guess. It's like,
Oh ma. Anyway,
Yeah, I guess it's nothing.
whatever. Okay.
Close that.
Anyway.
It's irritating.
It's a German Shepherd. I like
Yeah.
German Shepherds.
German Shepherds too,
All right. They talk about getting more accurate feedback.
hmm
Moving on, they said they don't really have anything really to tell us about the demonic legions at this point.
Right.
They're still dealing with that.
Magic items. hmm
And then they come up with the Warriors of Dark Gods magic items that
So
they've
before they'd
that
ask for ideas,
They did put out a post requesting ideas.
so I guess this is some of the things that they're considering.
Correct. And these are going to play testing,
For
which
you-
doesn't mean they're going to be final.
Right, for you WDG players.
Yep.
So what do we got? A Magnus Blade, a powered diced field weapon designed with fighters, sorcerers in mind. Idea drawn from a black sword with orb of magic storage.
So I'm just assuming that you're going to be able to store powered ice, and it gives you a bonus to hit to
Could
wound
be,
or
could
whatever.
be, yeah.
Strength attack bonus. I'm guessing, but we have no idea. We're just basing it
Yeah,
on what
just-
we see here.
Yeah, just not enough to go with.
Right.
Hopefully they fix the bound items so that otherwise this becomes ridiculous,
Yes.
whatever it is.
They have the orb of something,
Yeah.
Nakuja, designed to give a sneaky advantage during deployment. This kind of worries me a bit, but we'll see.
Idea influence drawn from the influence of sloth. I don't know if that's. Oh, is that one of the
It's probably one of the 7.
seven, or is that an actual sloth? Okay.
Oh, an actual soft.
Yeah. Well, because they had that sleeper rule, for
Oh,
the
that's true.
for the spawn
for the
guys.
spawn in the
whatever
woods.
the heck they're called.
Well, that was the demons. This is for warriors.
Yeah, I'm just saying they had that
Okay,
rule,
yeah.
so it could be that. Yeah.
Could be.
Wasteland Torch burns a block of terrain to ruins and gives Strider ruins.
So it turns any piece of terrain into ruins.
The question is, any terrain I can turn a hill
Well,
into
yeah,
ruins?
we'll have to see. We'll have
Yeah,
to see what
so
it can do
we have
that
to
too.
see what you can turn into ruins. Yeah.
Yeah. Just off the top of my head, I would guess forest and
Yeah, I can turn a lake into ruins.
forest and buildings.
Yeah.
But we don't know. Of course, we have no idea.
So it just changes. It just changes
As long
the
as
terrain
this
feature.
doesn't bother me much, as long as it's a short range item.
It depends when it happens.
It depends when it happens and what the range is to me.
Oh, I was thinking more if it would be like the Sylvan Elves, you get the free wood, that it would happen at the beginning of setup.
Oh, I'm thinking this is going to be something that,
Happens during the game.
yeah, that you move to something and it burns, it knocks it down and turns it into ruins. And then
Oh, that could be really bad.
well, that doesn't bother me as much.
Well,
What
'cause-
bothers me as much is if you do a setup and you set your old terrain up based on a terrain piece, and then all of a sudden from range on turn 1 it disappears.
no, I think if anything that happens after, from setup onwards is a
Okay.
challenge. If it happens before setup, doesn't it just means it changes the terrain feature.
If it happens before setup, I'm
Right.
thinking it happens like on the first
Yeah.
turn.
If it happens on the first turn or later, it could be really bad. You've got
Right.
maybe some unit with a forest rider, for example. It's a whole bunch of points,
And now you're in the middle of a ruin.
Now you're in the middle of a dangerous terrain.
That's true. That could be bad.
That could be quite bad.
Could be. So we'll have to see. Well,
Yeah.
Again, we'll have to see what
Yeah,
limitations
you can't tell what
and
it is. What's been
point cost. Like we've said before, anything's okay as long as it's costed correctly,
generally, yes.
generally.
Unless, yes.
And then we
But
have,
no magic item can cost that much to wipe out a 500-point unit.
okay. Well, it's not going to wipe it out.
Yeah.
Pandemonium banner. Counter.
I have to say I like the name.
I do. And it's a banner. We
And it's
like
a banner,
banners.
and we love banners.
This is a counter item for Inspire Presence to help with anvils. It's worded badly, so I'm not sure what they're pressing, but I'm guessing it's
You don't get inspiring presence.
something to cancel or help eliminate Inspiring Presence to an enemy.
Yeah.
Is the way I'm seeing that.
I'm guessing if it's something in contact, I could see that.
Kind of like the Equitane banner.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
Yeah, something like that, I think.
but
I'm guessing.
of course, who knows?
Yeah.
Moving on. What do we got? A spike.
Spike of Storm. Don't like that name. A bound spell weapon that punishes flying models. Don't know
Okay.
what that means.
Bound spell weapon. A weapon that has a bound, I guess, lightning attack. I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, we're guessing. Ring of Envy. An item which oh god, this annoys me. An item which grants close combat boni,
Yeah.
which is multiple bonuses. I
Boni
guess.
is Bono's younger brother.
Oh, okay. Got it. Or is it plural when there's more than one Bonos around?
Yes, multiple Bonos. There's also a Bono.
He gets together with all the cover bands and there's
Yes.
Boni.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, this grants close combat. I'm hope this is either bonus or multiple bonuses
Yes.
against the enemy general and his unit. This kind of annoys me because
If there's an army,
if there's a
doesn't
character
need help
that doesn't
killing
need help,
yeah,
it's
it's
the Warriors of the Dark
WGG.
God
Yeah,
character.
that seems to have.
So,
we have to see it, but it seems to
again,
have the air of
yes.
OP.
It has the air of stink to it,
Yes.
just from the description.
Yes, the demonic eye, an item, okay, which helps an item, comma, which helps against parry.
Okay.
Down from the pennant of parry negation. Okay,
Okay.
that's. I mean, we don't. Hopefully, they're going to change parry.
We don't know what parry will be, but
See our video, our other video.
Yes.
we don't know if they're going to keep parry the way it is. Hopefully, they don't. So,
Correct.
without knowing what that is, getting rid of having the ability to get rid of parry, whatever it is, that's fine.
it's a nice ability.
Yeah,
Wish I had it.
yeah, a lot of people do.
Equitane could use it on their lances.
Yeah,
Anyway, again, they're saying they're not exactly the same as their initial proposals, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, also as a heads up to all, we'll be doing a community brainstorming effort soon, like they did with the magic. This time they're going to do it with terrain rules,
oh, I'm gonna change those.
and then after that, they're going to do it with deployment and secondary objectives,
Okay,
which is good because we've talked about the only terrain rule we've had a problem with is
is the
buildings.
Yeah,
And deployment and secondary objectives. Unfortunately, I think all three of these are pretty generically in a good shape right now. But anyway,
yeah. I mean, I think they're okay.
again,
Well, terrain doesn't do a lot in the game. I mean, there's an opportunity there. They have to be careful though. They don't go back to Warhammer 6 when you couldn't march and you basically, if you get an infantry unit in the woods, it was out of the game.
because you had half move and no march.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah.
meant if you got in the woods, you were never coming
Yeah.
out.
So, but I mean, it is true that terrain just doesn't do a lot.
Right. That is true. It is good that I like that they're involving the community.
Yeah.
All right. Ninth Age 2.0, the rules team strikes back. Uh-oh, what's this?
I wasn't aware that they had been struck for them to strike back.
Well, they've got a good movie advertising for them.
Yeah.
It's going to take forever. Okay.
Are we there yet?
All right.
Are we
Get there
yet?
when we get
We
there.
get there when we get there. Is that what he's
Exactly.
saying?
I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You can tell I've seen that movie a few times.
Yes.
That and I've driven with children.
You have no children.
Yes. Driven with other people's children. It's
Oh,
it's
okay.
even more annoying.
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Says a lot of progress going on. Currently, the rule team is working with magic phase and magic items.
And we've
All
seen
from the survey.
they asked us about. I don't remember anything about magic items, but
They did. They remember that survey that was asking where they
yes,
belong.
where they belonged. Yes, yes, yes.
Hopefully, I would like to see the results of that poll, but I'd like to know. Hopefully, they're doing what we kind of hope,
Yeah.
and that's pushing
the
books.
things to the army books and balancing the points based on the armies.
Yeah, and I think this means they're working on a boatload of special rules, not working on adding a boatload
Yeah, I
of
hope so
special
because
rules.
we would like them to get rid of some of them.
But I think that's good.
Yeah, I'm sure there are ones that they still have a lot of eighth feel to them, so they do need some
Correct.
attention.
They need some tweaking. Weight stats are done. This is telling you there will be 4 stat line changes with the 2.0 update.
Yeah.
So they've gotten that far at least. First one today. First one today is they're splitting the movement value into 2 different ones. One called an advance rate and one called a march rate. So basically it just means that
Instead of doubling your move,
you
or
have
tripling
a
if
set.
you're dwarves with a special rule,
Yeah.
you have set values. I don't think it's necessary,
I don't either, but
but it doesn't hurt anything,
Doesn't hurt.
and it does allow them if they want to get some variation.
correct, which also may do some. It may do some. I mean, I can see this. I'm not on any of these teams, so I have no idea. But I can see this march rate or whatever the higher of the two,
Right.
using that number in with charges rather than your base rate, which could allow you to do some things.
Yeah, but that makes charges ridiculous.
It depends on what they do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, if they bring charges down to a D6,
Yeah, but if your march rate is 20.
26 is not bad for a charge, is it? Okay, maybe you're right. We'll pass on that one for now.
Yeah. I said
Yeah.
it's different. There's nothing wrong with it. It allowed them.
Yeah.
To me, it's one half dozen of the other, but it allowed them to add some variability. And I'm actually a fan of if you can get rid of a rule and manage it through the stats or through your table. That's one less thing for people to remember. They can see it, especially for newer players.
Okay.
So from that perspective, I think it helps with simplification.
Okay.
You know.
I do. I mean, the other holdout I'm hoping for in here is something with chariots so that they're not stuck with their base move.
Yeah, that'll give maybe the opportunity because right now light chariots you don't see them anymore. So
correct. So if you have a light chariot that has a move of like 12 or something,
yeah, then
where they can actually start moving towards a flank.
Yeah. So
I think you'll see
I
more.
think that's the variability I think it'll give. It'll let them, give a little bit of different feel instead of having to manage it through rules. So I said I don't have a problem with it.
All right. An example would be in the Warriors of Dark Gods book, which has a low advance rate 6, while it has a high march rate of 18. Ooh, that's scary. Anyway,
I don't know what that is, but
I don't either.
I don't want to fight it.
I don't either,
Yeah.
especially not if it's coming out of that book.
Yeah.
Anyway, unit with a really high advance rate, low march rate, be suitable to swift freeform. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Magic items.
and they're talking about terrain maybe affecting them as well, and
How they have to manage which
magic
movement
which
effects.
stat it's going to hit.
Yeah, yeah. If you are someone who played Flames of War, there's a bit of rage there because with their new version 4, they used to have the same thing. You had a basic movement rate and you moved it double for your march move, and unless you had a special rule that allowed you to go faster. So they've done away with that, and they've done the same thing. They basically you have different stats for different movement rates. Yeah. Some people don't like it, but like I said, it does allow for variability.
This is something we've kind of expected, and that is a giant redesign.
To not make us angry.
Yeah. Well,
Angry. You have to get angry.
angry. They're redesigning the giant. We've said all
You
along
can
that
dodge a ball if you can dodge a wrench.
they almost have to dodge. They have to dodge the giant. They also have to redesign the giant.
Yes.
For IP reasons.
For IP and for suck reasons.
And
because
the
his
giant.
other name is Captain Suck-a-Lot.
That's what you've named every giant that comes out.
Yes, Captain Suck-a-Lot. There's 2 of them.
And then there's another one. There's the
He's Lieutenant Suck-a-Lot.
and the beast herds have the ambushing Captain Suckpot.
He's Major Suck-a-Lot because,
Got it. Anyway, looks like they're redesigning the giant. will be a far. It's this. I don't know. This just. I have no idea what they're doing based on what I'm reading.
It's hard
to be a far more human-like monster, which I'm just that transforms him to a truly terrifying tool of destruction when it gets hurt.
So you have to kill him up front. Kill him quickly.
So is this like a Hulk smash monster where he gets bigger the more you hurt him? Maybe
could be. We'll have to see.
We'll have to see.
Till we see, it's hard to say.
Yeah,
but that they're addressing the giants. That's
the fact that the giant is finally getting addressed
is a good thing.
Yes, other than just dropping his points continually
because I'm not sure you can make him any worse. So
it would take an incredible effort. It would take an
incredible level of incompetence to make him worse. Yeah.
Hopefully, we will be coming back and revisiting this one.
Yeah.
They are doing the final paragraph. Final paragraph here is just saying that giants will adapt to the army they're in.
So each one will have its own little
kind of inherit things flavor from their army.
I mean, maybe it'll incentivize me to actually finish painting one of my giants.
Mm-hmm. Really? We'll have to see. Demonic Core is extremely challenging due to the sheer nature of the book redesign.
Yeah, this is going to be the most difficult book for them to do.
Yeah, I believe that you're correct.
It has to go because that's 100% GWIP. I mean,
correct.
All the just renaming isn't going to do it.
And they're confirming here that they are going to 7 marks available.
Yeah, that troubles me from a balancing perspective.
It does. Me as well.
Yeah, I would have preferred they went with, as we said before, like the 4 deadly sins or something.
4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yeah, 4 horsemen of the apocalypse is what I meant to say.
Yeah, apparently you don't consider 3 of those sins deadly.
I don't.
You're saying. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and this, like I said, that's kind of for me. I gather that this is just Claire, telling us that there will be the 7.
Yeah, so that scares me a little bit. I have to admit.
It does. Balancing that's going to be, and they admit it. A tremendous design challenge.
Yeah.
For both teams, which it is. That's what kind of surprises me more that they went that route. But
yeah.
Anyway, none of these units have been priced. They're just saying these are just kind of giving some examples of what they're considering. Fast infantry, smash facer, fragile, an anvil unit, average speed, but the beefiest steroid infantry ever seen. Only they hit like goblins.
Sounds like strength 3, toughness 5 to me.
It does.
Yeah, the first one sounds like strength 5, toughness 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this one sounds like the opposite.
Yeah.
This one kind of intrigues me in a kind of a bad way.
Very unique design relying on fast movement. That's what's kind of weird.
Correct. Custom rules and bonuses versus infantry.
Yeah.
Anti-horde. So, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
I'm never a fan of custom rules.
Yeah. Not too many, at least.
Yeah. And a support unit, which range specialized chaff destroyers, but come with some, looks like...
exceptional protection, which implies they're going to get a 3-up board save.
Implies they're going to get
well, it probably sounds like they're going to get the 3-up board save without the crumble problem.
Oh.
They'll get the demonic crumble, which isn't as bad.
Oh, good point.
But who knows?
Anyway.
Hard to tell what they're doing with that, but...
yeah, and again, you can see, like he points out here, there's not a single number in there, so none of, he's not giving anything really away. I have no idea what any of that is.
Right.
Punishment forecast. Balancing team is getting to work, basically. Very minor spoilers. Okay, and then the minor spoilers they give away now. Since Warriors of Dark God have hard weakness, no special deployment. That's, talk about no special deployment. Look at the Equitane. Many Warriors of Dark God players are worrying that the army will lack tools to fight enemy chaff and vanguarding chaff. So they've decided they've chosen to release this new special rule that apparently at least someone in the Warriors of Dark God's army is going to get, and that's Sentry, which no enemy unit can end a vanguard or deploy a unit, including scouts, within 18 inch of a unit with this rule. So while they've got a hard weakness of no special deployment, it stops being a weakness when they give them something to stop the other people from doing it.
I'm unclear if this is just a Warrior of Dark God's rule or it's going to be a general rule that they're going to have access to.
Yeah.
If it's a general rule, and other armies are going to have it also, and they're going to change the Vanguard and the Scout so you can get closer again.
Right.
And then this would be the counter to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to take these in your army to keep them away. That could really be a neat thing.
Okay.
That's that, rock, paper, scissors
Correct.
types of thing. If it's just a Warriors of the Dark Gods rule, so they don't have to suffer from chaff, which is a weakness, then yeah, that seems to be.
Which is a weakness that was asked for up here.
And I would argue that they don't really have that weakness. I
Yes.
mean, they have really cheap chaff in their dogs. They have.
If it's still going to be there.
Yeah, if they're still going, assuming they're not eliminating models. I'm making
That's
that
true.
assumption.
That's a good point.
They said they wouldn't, but that could change. Assuming that, and then they have the, hand weapon cavalry guys who can shoot guys off.
Yeah,
Once
the
they take that
barbarian
away,
horsemen or whatever they are.
yeah, and they have magic. They're not exactly magicless.
No,
They can
they're
zap
not.
chaff, and then they have like those small units of skirmish guys that hit like a ton of bricks.
Oh,
They're not cheap, but
Forsaken or whatever they are.
hardly any chaff can stand up to them.
No.
So so they do have anti-chaff ability. They just don't have a lot of ranged ability. If you take management out of it, magic out of it.
Yes. And then the other rule they announce, the Raider Whip. A unit with one or more models with this weapon can make a sweeping attack when passing within 1 inch of an unengaged enemy unit. The enemy unit suffers 1 strength 4 hit for each model with Raider Whip in the unit. Any unit that suffers 1 or more casualties from this weapon must take a panic check. This is
bad.
We'll have to see how this works, but this looks incredibly good. Because first thing I notice here is the enemy unit suffers 1 strength 4 hit, so it's an auto hit. For each model with the Raider Whip in the unit. That doesn't mean each model with that passed within 1 inch.
Correct. It's just each model.
Each model in the unit.
You have 10 of them, you get 10 strength.
And if you're 5 wide, only one has to get within.
Right.
And not only does it do auto strength 4 hits, it forces a panic check.
Yes.
On chaff. This is this is going to be hard not to be broken.
So you have a shooting weapon that's not really a shooting weapon. You call it something else, so you say it's not a shooting weapon.
And you can
say they have a weakness about shooting weapons.
And they talk about it. They talk about exactly that here.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they address it here, and still, it's not a classic form of shooting. It's still a tool to get rid of chaff. Yeah. It's the best tool to get rid of chaff, from what I'm seeing.
Chaff is best tool to get rid of a lot of things.
Yeah.
No, I think that's I mean, we talked earlier a number of times. We like very few cases of automatic hits.
Correct.
That's bad enough because it breaks a number of other of mechanics in the game, and the high strength or medium strength hits are particularly bad.
Right.
So
I mean, they say. I mean, they make an example here of, guess what? Just a small drive, hopefully gone. 5 dire wolves also look quite worried when they receive 7+ strength 4 hits in a single phase.
Yeah.
If they're talking to you about a unit that can deal out 7+ strength 4 hits in a movement phase.
Yeah, automatic.
That's worries crazy. Even my Equitane Knights.
Yeah.
I've got a 3-up armor versus it, but a third of them getting through.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway.
Yeah. No, the auto hits is really bad.
It is. So again,
I mean, the 1 inch.
We don't know anything other than what's printed here, but that looks
kind
scary.
of like the sweeping attacks thing. It's kind of the same kind of deal. Also, I guess it depends how fast a unit can move.
Yeah, well, they even talked here about something about it, like a movement 9 or higher light troops.
Yeah.
To use it effectively. So if they're telling that's what needs to be used effectively, to me that makes me think that's kind of what they've got in mind for it.
Well, is it the base move or is it the march move? Right.
Right.
If you're moving 9's one thing. If you're moving 18, it's something else.
Yeah.
So
correct.
Hard to say. Yeah, I just don't like the idea.
It scares me.
An automatic hit type of unit.
Okay. And again,
with a large number. I mean, I don't care about D3 or D6 from a game balance perspective, but more than that, it gets to be much. Yeah.
And again, these are some of the tools designers developed to fix both the chaff and deployment issues. But the problem is, in my opinion, you're not supposed to fix.
You don't
your
fix
weaknesses. You're supposed to have weaknesses.
Let's have them.
But anyway, we'll see.
I'm not a fan of fixing a weakness with adding a special rule.
Right. And it does say, don't forget that we're only just starting playtesting phase.
Yeah.
Both these rules could see some form of change before the actual release.
I'm sure that at least one of them will.
I'm really hoping that Anyway, we'll see. Final check the to-do list, whatever this is. Look at that, nothing left.
So they're done.
Apparently they're done. So where's
over.
all this stuff?
Where's everything? Why isn't it posted?
Apparently we have nothing left. Rumbling around in the depths of the forum, and there's, I guess that's a sneaky picture from one of them.
Yep, Lord of Gluttony.
Lord of Gluttony. That's an odd-looking axe thingy.
Yeah, he's got very powerful arms.
He does.
Because it's got no handle.
Anyway,
yeah.
That was it. Just to make sure everybody saw this. Don't know if you did. There it is.
Yep.
Thanks for listening.
So yeah, go check it out and keep an eye out for when they ask for more stuff. Of course, we'll do videos when we see things.
Of course.
Till next time.
Bye.